This is Break Fast, a segment about how long I fasted before breaking, how much weight I've lost since my last fast, what foods I'm breaking it with, and how many calories I consumed, how long my eating window was, my weight after refeed, how I'm feeling, and what's next. Everyone, welcome to episode 23 of Break Fast. If it seems like I've been kind of MIA lately, it's true. I've been so busy with work and I am trying not to make that an excuse, but that's exactly what's been going on. And it's really set me back in terms of paying more attention to my channel here, my other channel, and just everything else that's going on. And things are going to need to change. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. The one thing that I have told myself when I started losing all this weight was that health comes first, happiness comes second, everything else, takes a back seat. And right now I feel like the whole health portion it's still up there in priority, but I feel like it's slipping a bit, and I need to get back on the saddle with that. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But let's get into the numbers. So just to give an overview again, I have been extended fasting since September of 2019. I started doing like 36-hour fasts, and then as long as 168-hour fasts and everything in between. And then from the months of like April until June, about a 3-month span, I did 20 back-to-back 90-hour fasts that really cut my weight down. And now I have been performing 65-hour fasts, I think, for the last 2 weeks. And my weight has seemed to maintain. That's something that I had figured out quite some time ago, is that when I started performing 65-hour fasts, I would really never gain weight and I would really never lose weight. And a big reason was, yes, because 65-hour fasts are still pretty long. They're about almost a 3-day fast. And with the amount I eat, because I refeed very heavy, anywhere between 6,000 and 7,000 calories, it kind of sets me on an even keel. Again, not gaining, not losing. And when we go into the numbers, you're going to see that. So on June 24th, when I first started when I did my first 65-hour fast, I weighed in at 136 pounds. And then sometime in between there, I would gain a little, I would lose a little. And I tried not to let that get into my head. But on July 6th, I believe, I weighed back at 136 again. Like, it put me right back where I started on June 24th. And then on July 9th, 136 again. And then today, July 12th, I weighed in again at 136 pounds, which is crazy to see the consistency of that weight stay the same. I have said this many times, though, the weight on the scale should not matter. It shouldn't be your be-all, end-all guide to what you're doing. Really, your focus should be on losing body fat, losing excess body fat, gaining muscle, staying healthy. Those are the things that are important. Last episode of Breakfast, I talked about non-scale victories, trying smaller clothes or newer clothes that you bought for yourself that don't fit well, or they don't fit right now, but eventually can. And I talked about having those in the front of your closet and trying those out every week. See if they start fitting better, because that's a better indicator of how well you're doing than a number on the scale. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't occasionally look. Myself, I'm obsessed with the scale, and I weigh every single day, and I look at those numbers, and it gets to me, even though I shouldn't let it. But that's something I'm working through, as time goes on. And I just want to sit here and at least explain what goes in my head when I step on that scale every day. So honestly, nothing has changed really since I started doing these 65-hour fasts. In fact, the eating has been almost exactly the same since I started at the beginning. The only difference is I'm really not counting calories as much as I normally have. This particular episode, you will see the calories. I did log that in. Today, I'm breaking again, and I'm going to log all of that. I want to make sure that I do continuously log, so at least there's some kind of guideline of how much I'm eating and where the scale is going in terms of weight and how I look physically, how clothes fit, so at least I can give an idea of how my progress is going as time goes on. But the one thing that I didn't do these last couple days is working out in terms of building muscle. So these last couple of days, I have been performing my daily walks, doing an hour walk, like a 4-mile walk every day. I think I took one rest day because I've been giving myself one rest day a week. But otherwise, I haven't been riding my bike. I haven't been skipping rope. I haven't been doing push-ups, and it's starting to take a toll on me. And it's not that I can't do it. I can, but I usually will go for my walk first thing in the morning when I wake up. And then I'm sitting in this chair, I'm on this computer, and I'm working the entire day. And then before you know it, it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have to go to bed and do it all over again. And this is where I told myself, okay, Jerome, you're going to work hard this week. You're going to do what you need to do. But starting tomorrow, Monday, you really need to start reprioritizing your health and your fitness, and that's what I'm going to do, which is also going to be very hard to say because I have a lot of freelance work that's coming in, which is great for me. I mean, that's great, like in terms of income and all of that. And I just accepted a new position where I'm going to be working other freelance work part-time, but so I know a lot more work is coming. I just need to make sure I handle that properly. And that is going to be another part of my journey and what I'm doing. And I'm still trying to hit these goals. Even though I'm still weighing in at 136 every single time, I know I still have excess body fat. Like I have it. Most of that excess body fat is now just on the lower portion of my belly. I feel like I have a little bit like up by my chest. But for the most part, I know I've leaned out a good amount, but I know I can still lose a bit more, and I still want to hit those goals, and it's still something I want to share. I still want to do episodes of fasted workouts to share with you, except I really didn't do anything but walk these past couple of days, so there was no reason for me to do an episode the last couple of days or so. So that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I broke my fast with, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, I know I wasn't able to give you a full experience of what I ate last episode of Break Fast, so I'm going to give you the full experience here today. So to start off, I had a buffalo ranch salad. This shouldn't be a surprise for people who watch me regularly. One of my favorite salads, I added chicken to this. This ended up being 900 calories. And then I had my tried and true Brussels sprouts. These were steamed, salt, pepper, garlic, 200 calories. And then I had a banana for potassium, 105 calories. And then I went to Taco Bell. I don't know, I've been on a Taco Bell kick lately, but I had 3 Doritos Tacos Locos Supremes, or 3 Doritos Locos Taco Supremes, yeah. And then I also had a steak quesadilla, and this ended up being 1,090 calories. I also went to Wendy's, and I had a double bacon jalapeno cheeseburger. This was 980 calories. And then I had chips and guac, which totaled out to 750 calories. And then I ate a tin of cashews, 1,280 calories. And then I think it was a quarter of a cheesecake, and this ended up being about 700 calories for a total of 6,005 calories. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I ate this somewhere between a 4 and 4.5 hour period, if I remember correctly. So again, same amount of calories. I'm not even really too concerned about what I'm eating at this point because I know that these 65-hour fasts are still giving me the progress, or at least keeping me maintained when it comes to weight, but I know that has to change. I know I either need to start upping my cardio, upping my like body weight resistance, or doing weight training, because those are the goals that I'm really trying to improve on. I really want to build muscle. That is my end goal here, is to build muscle, lose more excess body fat, and just, like I've said it before, have a better physique. Here's the thing is, like, I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. I don't know if I've explained this. I actually posted a picture yesterday, and it was me wearing size 27 pants. Like those, I didn't even know they made 27 pants. I thought 28s were the smallest that they went, but I was able to find a pair of 27 pants, and they fit really well. And I was happy. And like, you see the shirt here, for the last, I don't know how many episodes now of Break Fast and fasted workouts, anytime you see me wearing a shirt, these are these shirts are youth large. Youth large. Back in the day when I was 220 pounds, I was wearing double X's, double XL adult shirts. These are youth large shirts. I can't wear size adult small because I'm too short. So they end up being really long now that I don't really have a gut to like shorten the shirt. It's a good problem to have. But at this point, I'm in the boys section buying clothes, which also isn't the worst problem. Shirts are really cheap at that price. And so, yeah, like I'm fitting in much better clothing. I like what I see in the mirror. It makes me feel confident and it makes me feel, just good about myself. Not that looks and vanity are everything. That's not what I'm trying to say. Love yourself, love your body, no matter where you're at today. I think that's really important. For me, I just feel a lot more confident in who I am. I think part of that is also just me being very insecure. Like I'm very transparent about that. I've been very insecure for probably my whole life. Being overweight ever since I was a kid, and like being made fun of, and people saying things, or people looking at you a certain way. I think after quite a bit of time, you just start to get really insecure. And even today, I've said this in many of my videos, like I'll still look at myself in the mirror and sometimes I still see my old self. Sometimes I still can't recognize how much weight I've lost. Sometimes my mom will see me and she's like, you need to stop, like you're too small. And like those kind of comments. And in my head, I'm like, am I, or do I still have more to lose? And again, this is why I want to talk about this, because the whole mentality of what I do when it comes to fasting and taking care of yourself, and something that I want to share with everyone else, is the mental part of this is very important. That's why when people are really hard on me about like, you need to eat better, or like, it's like, you haven't been in my shoes. You don't know what I do to work as hard as I have. Like, I think people forget that I have fasted for 90 hours for 3 months straight back to back. And now I'm doing 65-hour fasts. And those are still 65-hour fasts are still almost 3-day fasts. So it's like, again, there is a whole mental game involved in that. And for me, the way I answer a lot of things is in my head. I have to stay focused. I have to stay happy. I have to stay healthy. And as long as those 3 things are still in the top rotation, I'm going to be okay. I'm not perfect, and I don't do things perfectly, and I'm okay with that. And I think that was my issue when I first, over the decades, tried to lose weight, was trying to be perfect and do things perfect, eat perfect, exercise perfect, do things just a normal person just can't do perfectly every single day, because we're human and we get tempted by food, right? We'll break our fasts early, and that's okay. The one thing I have been now pushing more than anything else is that consistency is key. The one thing that I am proud of myself more than anything else. Wait, what's the day today? Today's the 12th. I started on September 12th. So today marks 10 months of continued extended fasting. 10 months of me doing this. And that 10 months of consistency is better than anything I've ever done, than losing 50 pounds in 78 days. That's what I initially did. For those that don't know, I have, lost 85 pounds at this point. And those 85 pounds, I lost that mostly in the first 9 months. And now this last month or 3 weeks or whatever, I have pretty much maintained the weight loss. And I'm continuing to build on myself. Whether I gain a little bit of fat, whether I lose muscle, which is what I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to do any of those things. What I'm saying is I am trying to be consistent. I am trying to hit those goals, and I am trying to progress at this point. I might not be doing 90-hour fasts, but I'm still doing 65, and I'm trying to figure out what works for me. And I think that's what I'm trying to teach everybody here. The last thing I want to talk about is the fact that, yes, I fasted for 90 hours. I fast for 65 hours. I eat very big refeeds at 6,000 to 7,000 calories. But just because I do that doesn't mean that any of you should do what I'm doing exactly, because I know a lot of people can't put that much down in a 4 to 5 hour time frame. I understand that's not, not everybody's thing. And that's the whole point. Is what I'm trying to teach people is sometimes we can't, some of us have trouble eating or restricting calories and being strict in that regard. And that has been me my whole life. And so what I have been able to do is fast for a longer period of time and then eat enough to either lose weight, to eat big amounts, but fast long enough to either lose weight or maintain that weight. So if you don't eat 6,000 to 7,000 calories until you hit satiety, maybe your number is 4,000 calories. Maybe it's 3,000. And then you just need to fast for 36 hours or 48 hours or whatever number that is. That's all I'm trying to teach people, is that this is a different method of fasting, an alternative way of fasting. And if it works for you, that's great. And it's a great segue to say that if this is something that you're doing that's actually working, please let me know in the comments. Keep me up to date with your progress. I know I haven't been able to respond to everyone lately, but trust me, I will get to it. I try to get to everybody. And I tell people to comment because it's important to be accountable. Having accountability, being upright, being upfront. Not upright. Here's me being upright. Being upfront, being transparent is a good way to keep that accountability going, to make sure that, you're not the only one that has that in your head, that, you're doing these goals. Because if you tell people, if you share your story with other people, I think sometimes it's inspiring or encouraging to keep going. And like what I do right now in front of the camera, it's so I don't let people down. So I let people know that, hey, I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still fasting too. Like, I'm still doing it. Are you doing it? So please keep me posted. Keep posting in the comments. And if you do have a second, if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, if you want to have a conversation, please consider being a subscriber. Yeah, this is a little marketing thing, obviously, as well. But, subscribing and like encouraging me, is a way to keep doing what I'm doing now and keep posting these videos. And it's just, I think all of it is kind of a win-win. When I see people like posting and commenting and trying to keep me going, it really gives me that push to fast a little longer or to keep sharing what I'm doing. So please, if you have a chance and you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Join me on this journey. And then with that being said, before I do go, and again, I'm sorry, this is a shorter video. I really need to find a better format on how I do this, but I'm figuring that out. But before I go, if you have a second and you want to take a look, I do have a Patreon as well for people who do want to support. You can go to patreon.com/finally fasting. For a certain tier of people, I have a private Discord, and a lot of us are in there and we share our stories about what's going on. Sometimes it's just daily talk, but we talk about our fasting routines, what we're eating, what we're breaking it with, and just encouraging each other to keep going. So with that being said, that is it for today's episode of Finally Fasting. I should have an episode of Breakfast. That is it for today's episode of Breakfast. I should have another episode of fasted workouts. I know I'm all over the place. I'm going to be eating soon in like the next hour or 2 hours. I just want to edit this video, go eat, relax a little bit since it's Sunday, and then really hit the ground running tomorrow, getting back with my workouts and everything. So I'll share that with you guys shortly. Anyway, that's it for today. Come back whenever you get notified if you're a subscriber. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye.